press conference Monday at 2:15. Did you Purdue? Or any questions for Coach?
Coach, how important was that first 4-minute stretch in the second half just to kind of really start getting?
Well, I think it was really important because a lot of people involved gave us a little bit of a cushion, and I think it really set up how we played defense in the second half. I mean, we were much better, much more connected, closing out harder, rebounded, and this team is really good. Penn State is really good. They got a lot of good players. They fight you on the glass. They put heat on the ball. They got a lot of different guys who can score. So very difficult team to play against in a lot of ways, and we knew they were going to come in here and compete. We out-rebounded them, 22 assists on 28 field goals. Are some things that we really like to see.
What changed defensively, Fran? What was it? Just a matter of being more cognizant of?
I think our activity level was better. You know, it might be, Rob, that we were better offensively. You know, we didn't quick shoot the ball, and we had a few. We didn't have too many live ball turnovers. I mean, they really, you know, kind of get on runs. If you shoot a crazy shot that bounces long, they're gone. They're going to score. If you turn it over in traffic, they're going to run down and score. So you try to make sure you're executing your offense in a way that keeps them on defense and allows you to get your defense back. Now you've got a chance against their multiple offensive players.
Luka had big numbers again, but it seems like this, maybe as much as any game all season, is a total team effort. Everybody that played did something.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to have him in there because we kept going to him. I mean, you know, 25 and 17. I mean, he got to the free throw line a few times. But it opens things up for everybody else, like you said. So you look there, you have another couple double-figure scores, but everybody's scoring. BK with a huge three. I mean, Joe Toussaint had that one stretch. He was tremendous, 8 assists. And Connor, again, 4 assists, no turns. And you're right. I mean, it was really all of our 8 guys contributing the way that they can.
You seem to have a seamless flow from 7 players into 8 players. The guys who stepped up the last few games continued what they've been doing. Is there a trick to that?
No, I think it's a couple things. Number one, they're character guys, you know, and some of them are veterans, obviously. You know, BK, Cordell, Ryan Creener, they're veterans coming off the bench. So they come into the game knowing what we need, knowing what they can do. They play to their strengths away from their weaknesses. Nobody's hung up on minutes, who starts. They just want to win, and they really, truly love each other.
You know, Fran, Pat Chambers just said that Connor's the glue that holds everything together, and multiple coaches have said that. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's a great feeling, but it's something that I think we all understand and appreciate from him. You know, he starts the game guarding Lamar Stevens, one of the best players in the country. He's, you know, giving up 30 pounds. That's not an easy cover. You know, then he's playing point guard against Jamari Wheeler, one of the quickest players in the country, and they're running 2 guys at him. We played him at the 2 a little bit. But he's one of those guys that, you know, when things get a little bit sideways, he's the guy that they lean on in terms of making sure we're all running the right set. We're all in the right defense. We're all connected at both ends of the floor. He does calm everybody down. I appreciate Pat saying that, and I think it's a astute observation from the standpoint that it's exactly what he does.
Penn State's always been a kind of an incredibly physical team, and it can take you out of your game if you let it. How are you guys able to adjust to that and then fight through it and compete with them on that?
You know, I really think this year all of the games have been really physical. So it's just kind of business as usual, more so than, okay, Penn State's a physical team. You're right, they are. They've always been, and they always will be. But it's not like I say, okay, well, now we got a team that's not going to be physical on Tuesday night. We know what Purdue's going to be. And we just, you know, we're involved in guerrilla warfare on Tuesday night. So it's just kind of business as usual, and you better be able to handle it.
Fran, this is the 7th, I believe, Big Ten team you've beat at home that seems to be NCAA tournament bound. What's been the trick in holding court here?
I don't know that there's a trick. I think it's, you know, good players playing together, locking into the game plan. None of them have been perfect, so there's times in the game where somebody makes a mistake, somebody else has to step up, and I think that's as I said before, that's the character that exists in the locker room and the commitment they have to each other to know and understand what's necessary to play through run. I mean, they had a pretty good run in the first half when they were knocking in threes left and right. Lundy gets hot, he hits 4. Did a better job on him in the second half, obviously. Did a good job on Myron Jones. He's a terrific player. When he came back, he didn't hit any threes. We were locked into him. So that's what you got to do, and that's how your team has to be.
How much does CJ help defensively against a team like this, being able to move Connor around on different guys or just having another body on the perimeter?
Well, I think having another body really is helpful. I mean, we were rotating 7, as I said to you guys a couple of times. It was like we had 7 starters. We just kind of rotate and try to keep 5 fresh bodies out there, not worrying about position. And I think that's good for building confidence and versatility, but having that extra body gives you a little more flexibility in how you want to sub and how you want to play, what kind of lineup you want on the floor, depending upon what they're doing and what we think is going to work. Plus, CJ gives you another scorer. He's a guy that makes plays off the dribble for other people. He defends. He was terrific. I mean, he didn't miss a beat coming in the game, coming out on the floor, because he hasn't really done much. But it wasn't like he was here yesterday.
What do you have to say to Joey's campus? He's in a little bit of a lull right now. I mean, is there anything you say? Or you just
I thought Joe really played well. I mean, he didn't shoot it as well. He missed some shots he normally makes. But I thought, he battled. He made the 4 free throws that we needed. He got on the glass, 13 points. I mean, keep in mind who he's playing against. Playing some pretty good players. And he's battling for us, and he's doing everything we need him to do.
Toussaint seemed to have emerged as a defensive player. What makes him good at that?
Well, he never gets tired. That helps. He's unbelievably quick and powerful. So he can fight through screens. He has a pretty keen sense of where they're going to go with the ball on a post feed or trying to find a perimeter guy. So he can kind of double down and get back, and makes it look easy. It's actually really hard to do when teams are moving the ball like that and have good post players and good perimeter players. So his effectiveness in that regard is really, really good, and it's infectious to everybody else.
Take 2 more.
You talk about chemistry a lot. Is that maybe a difference from what we've seen over the years? Does this team have?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think we've had pretty good chemistry. A couple of years ago, we didn't, but other than that, we've had really good chemistry.
When you look at CJ and what he's able to do when he's out there, it just seems to almost change the dynamic offensively, and spacing the court, and do you, going forward, I mean, how big of a threat can you guys be as a team?
I think he's somebody that the other team's going to have to pay attention to. If he's out there, you got to know where he is, and then you got to know where Joe is, and then you got to know where Luka is, and then whoever else is on the floor. Connor's going to find him. Connor's shooting the ball really, really well right now. That's another guy. Like even Bakari. I mean, it's the biggest 3 of the game. They're screaming under on a ball screen. They went under. He stopped and made a 3. Okay, you go under if you want to, but he's going to shoot and make a 3. So now that makes us collectively even that much more dangerous.
To have a player like that that's come off 2 pretty strong lower leg injuries, whether it's an ankle or a stress reaction in his foot, and they could come into a game and go 4 for 8. A lot of times those guys go 1 for 10 and can't run.
Yeah.
What's it say about him?
Well, I just think that's the way he's always been. I mean, that's who he is. That's his character. The thing about him is he never hunts anything. He lets the game come to him. So he's going to shoot open shots, and if he does, he's going to make them. And if there's space to drive it, he'll take it and he'll make a play. He won't drive into a pack of people and charge. He'll drive and kick, 1 dribble kick, 2 dribble kick, get all the way to the rim like he did tonight. Great finisher around the basket with either hand. And that's just who he is.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.